storage, whether it's internal or mounted via NFS or iSCSI. And when I click Add, it's going to appear down here, and then I want to bind it to my backup set. Once I bind it, it takes me back to that Backup Where tab, and then I can enter some more backup set specific information. So I can enter comments. For disk-based backups, it's going to use virtual tapes, so I can say, give me 7 virtual tapes. I want each of these tapes to be 1 gigabyte each. And then if I want, I can configure a staging area. The staging area is just going to be a place where the data goes before it goes to your media. So if you're using something like tape or Amazon S3, you're going to want to use that. And then I can click on Save Backup Where Configuration. It then puts me on the Backup When tab, and this is where I can choose my days that I want the backups to happen. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I set my backup cycle, and a backup cycle is a period where you want to have at least one full backup done. So if your company policy is to do a full backup of each of your clients once a week, Amanda will automatically do its full and incremental backups of each of the different clients in this backup set, maybe on different days depending on how data is changing. And this has a great effect of shrinking your backup window down over time. I set the time of day that I want my backups to happen, so midnight, and then I click Save. Afterwards, I can set an email address where I want email reports to go, and I can verify some different aspects of my backup set to make sure that they work. So if I run a installation verification, it'll verify that the installation is successful. I can run an end-to-end test where Amanda will do a test backup and restore to make sure that the internals of Amanda are functioning correctly. And I can run verify server just to make sure that the server is configured correctly for my backups. And as you can see, these have all passed success. So at this point, if I click Activate the Backup Set on the Backup Activate tab, it's going to put my schedule in place. And if I want to run a backup right now, I can click Backup Now. And as you can see, it says your backup's been triggered. Use the Monitor button to monitor the backup. The Monitor tab will show me where the backup is in its backup process. And you can see it has a in progress bar. And once the backup's completed, it's going to go ahead and tell me to go to the report timeline view if I want to see the total status of the backup. And so I can click on that, and that'll take me to the report timeline area. And this just shows me what was on the Monitor tab on any given backup run. It was a fairly small backup. So as you can see, I have one backup here on my report summary tab. And I can see it was about 4 megabytes, so it was pretty small. But this gives me some statistics about how the backup ran. There's some other different views of the reporting data, such as the media report, where I can see how much of my virtual tapes were being used. Data reports, where I can see what kind of backup size was, what the backup rate was, how quickly it wrote to media. There's custom reports where you can view several different predefined reports, and you can also add additional information into the report. And then if I want to perform a restore of some of my data, I can just click on the timestamp in there. It'll take me to the report, and then I have this timestamp in the report that I can click on that'll take me to the Restore What tab. And in here, I can either fill this out. If I were to leave this blank, it would take the last backup. But then I just click Edit, I select my host, I select my directory that I was backing up. If I click on Explore, it'll then bring up my index, so I can say, I want to restore these files. So I select the files that I want to restore. I click on the arrow to move them to the list of things that I want to restore to. I then enter the destination host that I want to restore data to. And if I choose to leave the destination directory empty, it's going to restore data back to the original location. And I click Next Step, and it just wants me to verify that I'm restoring on top of the original location. And on the Restore tab, you can see that it lets you review the data that you're trying to restore, and then you can execute a restore. Amanda will then transfer its data to whatever client you back the data up from, and if all goes well, it'll come up with a requested files restored successfully here message. So that's it. As you can see, it's not too bad to go in and download the client and the server from the Zamanda network. The installation is fairly straightforward, and configuring a backup set doesn't take very long at all. So thank you for your time.